Well, St. George is getting ready to establish its own independent school system, but it's not as simple as some may think.
That's right. Louisiana First News reporter Anna Caneo breaks down what state and city leaders say needs to happen before this becomes reality.
And today's the first step in the process of doing the first thing we ever promised when we created that initiative to create a city, and that's to create a school system.
A school system that St. George and state leaders say is a top priority for the newly incorporated city of St. George.
The thing is that excites me the most is that for the first time in a long time, we're going to put our kids first. We're going to put our priorities where they need to be.
State Senator Rick Edmonds says St. George is in conversations with the East Baton Rouge school system, and a bill will be introduced in the state legislative session in April. A big goal of that bill, securing the money.
We go into session on April 14th. So sometime after April 14th, we'll have our beginnings, and it will launch in the Senate Education Committee. Part two is we have to have a constitutional amendment.
He hopes the amendment will be on the ballot as early as November.
That means statewide, people will have to approve this, and East Baton Rouge Parish as well.
The bill is supposed to include district boundaries, how school board and superintendent will be selected, along with charter and magnet school concerns.
In the bill will state that if you are already a part of a magnet school in East Baton Rouge Parish and you'd like your child to continue in that magnet school, there will be already a cooperative endeavor agreement between St. George Community School System and East Baton Rouge Parish that parent doesn't have to worry about that, and the same will go for charters.
If both are a go after November, he says the next step will be for the governor to appoint the interim school system leaders.
They would begin the groundwork of trying to implement with all these things that have to go involved. These are legacy costs, retirement costs, buildings, transportation plans, and we'd have to coordinate that with East Baton Rouge Parish. And that board would decide whether they were ready or they had to wait till another year. They would make that ultimate decision, along with making the decision of getting on the ballot so that we would have a permanent board or election for those things.
For Louisiana First News, I'm Ana Conejo.
If you're interested in seeing the details of the bill and the amendment, Edmonds says the constitutional amendment will be available for the public to see in April.